Hello and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Sagar and I've just finished a 4 years Masters in Aerospace Engineering from the University of Sheffield. If you are currently in school and want to study engineering in the future but are unsure of what subjects to really study whilst at school, listen up because in this video I'm going to share some of the subjects that I studied before I went and studied aerospace engineering at university. Just a heads up, I did do my schooling in the UK, so if some of the stuff I'm saying is not related to what you guys do in your own countries, just keep focus on the subjects I'm talking about rather than the qualifications. Okay, so let's begin with GCSEs. If you're not familiar with what GCSEs are, they're basically exams you sit between the ages of 15 and 16 that are there to showcase your capability at the end of secondary school. So in my secondary school there was a set of mandatory GCSEs that I had to do, which were maths, English language, English literature and religious studies. On top of these there were other subjects that I could have picked, and these subjects that I did pick were physics, chemistry, biology, geography, Spanish, computer science, and that's it. Yes, that's all I did. But maybe you're thinking, but Saga, why does geography, Spanish or biology matter if you want to study aerospace engineering, or any engineering for that matter? Because after all, when do you need to know that mitochondria is the powerhouse of a cell? Well, there's a thing in the UK called the English Baccalaureate where if you study the sciences, maths, English language and English literature, as well as either history or geography, and a language, you can say that you have got an English Baccalaureate of GCSEs. So an English Baccalaureate, or as shortly called an EBAC, is there basically to ensure that you pick a diverse set of GCSEs, and apparently it's also supposed to look good to colleges and sixth forms when you're applying to do your A-Levels. So if you are in your GCSEs, you might want to consider doing an EBAC. Since you're watching this, I'm going to assume that you want to go into engineering when you're at university, so I'm going to share some of the grades that you should be expecting to get in your GCSEs to make this dream a reality. So to be in with a good chance of getting into a top university in the UK, you need to make sure that all your GCSEs are above a 5 and at least half of them are above a 7. It's also crucial that your English language grade is also above a 6, because this can hinder you in which universities are likely to accept you. Since you're wanting to study engineering at university, you want to make sure you're getting 7s and above in your maths and physics GCSEs. However, my final comment about grades at GCSEs is that make sure you try and get the best grade you can in all your subjects. What I've just told you should be the bare minimum that you should be working on getting. If you can get all of your GCSEs to be 9s, then you know, that's the best thing you can do. So all I want to say is just work to the best grade you can get for all your subjects. Now you know what to study at GCSEs, so let's move on to A-Levels. So A-Levels are basically exams you sit between the ages of 17 and 18, and these exam results help universities decide whether or not to offer you a place to study there. When I started sixth form, I was studying 4 A-Levels, which were maths, further maths, physics and computer science. The reason why I chose these 4 A-Levels is because I did prior research to see what universities liked from students who are doing A-Levels, and these 4 A-Levels were the most desirable choice to go into engineering. So if you don't want to do exactly the same A-Levels as me, but also want to get into engineering, I have some advice for you on how to pick your A-Levels, so keep watching and that's what I'm going to go into next. Since you want to study engineering, there is one A-Level you cannot avoid, and that is maths. Maths is always a required A-Level in most cases, especially for aerospace engineering, but I believe it's also a requirement for many other engineering disciplines as well. If you want to help yourself in terms of getting into university, I'd say pick all STEM A-Levels, so science and maths based A-Levels, because these are desirable by universities when they're looking for who to make offers to. Here's an interesting thing I've seen if you are someone who wants to study maths and further maths, is that if you are studying these two, then you don't have to rely so much on your maths grade being really high, because I know the University of Sheffield accepts a lower grade in maths if you're also doing further maths as well. So in the second half of sixth form, I decided to drop one of my subjects, which was computer science. It is very common actually in the UK where you start off with 4 A-Levels when you come into sixth form and you decide to only stick with 3 in your second year at sixth form. The reason why I dropped computer science is that I realised that I didn't need to study that subject if I wanted to study computer science at university. So I felt as though there was no point in really doing that extra subject if all universities required are 3 A-Levels, and if I can just do my current A-Levels and still get into computer science if I wanted to. Since you are all working towards becoming an engineer by going through university, then I would say try and make sure you get at least 3 A's in your final A-Level results, because this way you're going to be able to get into most of the top universities in the UK. However, I would stress that if there is any one particular subject you should focus on the most, it would be maths, because maths is the required subject for most engineering disciplines, and if you get a really high grade in maths, like an A*, and your other grades maybe around a B, then you have some leverage and the university might still consider you if you don't quite meet the requirements they originally offered. Since you're aiming to go to university to study engineering, at GCSE level make sure you get really good grades in your sciences and math subjects as well as your English language, and at A-Levels make sure you get at least 3 A's in your chosen subjects, but make sure at least one of those chosen subjects is maths. If any of you who are watching have just recently sat some major exams, I want to say all the best and wish you all the best for your results, and hopefully you get what you wanted to get. And I know my results for my university actually come out on the Friday, so I will also be in a similar boat waiting for my results. So again, if you enjoyed this video, please like and also consider subscribing to the channel if you want to learn more about engineering and tech and so on. And also, I'm interested to hear what engineering you guys want to go into, whether it's be aerospace, mechanical, or something completely different. Let me know in the comments and I look forward to reading them. So anyway, thanks a lot guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in another video. Goodbye.